Vola anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na nabarong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang may lambasa. Do barong na Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na sir.
In the news tonight, Iran launches Soleimani death revenge attacks. Consumer complaints increase with the plastic ban. And new role for customs service officials.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Iran struck back at the United States for the killing of a top Iranian general earlier today, firing a series of surface-to-surface missiles at 2 Iraqi bases housing U.S. troops and warning the United States and its allies in the region not to retaliate. Dramatic video purportedly showed the moment the missiles hit what is believed to be the Ain al-Assad air base in Iraq's Anbar province. The Pentagon has confirmed that Iran launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles at 2 targets hosting U.S. military and coalition forces in Iraq. The U.S. Defense Department spokesperson says the attacks targeted at least 2 Iraqi military bases at Ain al-Assad and Erbil. Iranian state TV said the attack is in revenge for the killing of Revolutionary Guard General Qasem Soleimani, whose funeral procession in his hometown of Kerman prompted angry calls to avenge his death, which drastically raised tensions in the Middle East. Iran's Revolutionary Guard warned the U.S. and its regional allies against retaliating over the missile attack. The Guard issued the warning via a statement carried by Iran's state-run IRNA news agency. Now, following this, a stampede at the funeral of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani has killed more than 50 people and injured about 200 more in the city where he was born. Soleimani was killed on Friday when U.S. President Donald Trump ordered an airstrike near Iraq's Baghdad International Airport. A huge crowd of mourners at the funeral in Kerman paid their respects to late Soleimani. The streets were filled with mourners as the commander of the Revolutionary Guard Corps, General Hossein Salami, addressed the masses during the funeral service. The outpouring of grief was an unprecedented honor for a man viewed by Iranians as a national hero for leading the Guard's Expeditionary Quds Force. The Consumer Council says it's been inundated with complaints over food sanitation following the ban on single-use plastic bags. The Health Ministry is keeping tabs on this, while the Climate Change Division of the government says a lot of supermarkets have introduced compliant bags. Kritika Kumar tells us more.
Most of the complaints are about improper packaging of frozen meat since there are no more plastic bags.
It is very unhealthy and unhygienic to put the meat in boxes. So we have also received a lot of complaints about being given the sliced meat in boxes.
The Health Ministry has assured it is keeping hygiene in mind and has deployed officials to conduct inspections.
As I've said, our environmental health officers are on the ground working hand with other stakeholders. That does not stop the use of thicker bags, which are more than 50 micron. I think that's the thinking around it. But these are bags that will not be used many times. They'll be just the one-off to be able to cover the meat or so.
The Climate Change Division of the Ministry of Economy has highlighted that retailers are now using plastic bags which are thicker than 50 microns.
What we do see now is that tearaway bags that are actually 50 microns and above, these are being made available in some of the supermarkets.
Under the current law, the manufacture of plastic bags less than 50 microns carry a fine up to $500,000 or a jail term up to 7 years. Selling, supplying or distributing single-use plastic bags carries a fine up to $150,000 and a jail term up to 2 years. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The damage to road and infrastructure caused by tropical cyclone Sarai is around $5 million. Ground assessment carried by the Fiji Roads Authority showed some crossings and roads being washed out. The FRA's assessment team is still on the ground assessing damage. Catherine Krishna reports.
The Namuamua Road in Namosi was the most damaged during the tropical cyclone and is still closed to all traffic.
There was an underslip of the road that took the road away, and that is probably the most serious and disruptive incident we had, because the road is still closed. The teams are working out there now to get through by, I think the 12th of January is the projected completion date. But
Jonathan Moore says approaches to the jetties were also damaged.
we're still strengthening jetties out in Moala and Dithia and in Kandavu. Kandavu's finished, the other two will be finished by the end of this week and be accessible again. So it's all getting repaired after the cyclone.
The Infrastructure Ministry is working to fix the damaged structures so people can carry on with their day-to-day living.
So one of our emphasis right now is security of people. At the same time, make sure that people can travel fully, so that people who are engaged in economic activities can fully engage, because that's what we need. Quick economic recovery that will help all of us to improve into the future.
The Roads Authority confirms 16 crossings were damaged during Cyclone Sarai. 8 were in the north, 3 were in the west, and 5 were in the central division. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
For the first time, the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service will soon be manning checkpoints on our roads to crack down on smuggled vehicles and the illegal taxi operation. Under a new Memorandum of Understanding, the Land Transport Authority will collaborate with the FRCS to weed out PSV drivers and rental cars which are illegally operating as taxis, a concern raised by the Fiji Taxi Association last year. Koroi Tandulala reports.
The tax office believes vehicles imported illegally puts the lives of Fijians at risk.
We also act on behalf of Land Transport Authority at the borders to ensure that prohibited items are not coming into the country. We have been trying to crack down on smuggled vehicles, statutory return of vehicles.
The FRCS chief executive is disappointed that despite several warnings, fraudsters continue to try to find loopholes.
Unfortunately, we have fraudulent people in our community who continue to try to beat the system and probably get these things into the country. Again, this puts at risk the safety of our community.
The Land Transport Authority says the fight to eliminate rogue drivers and operators is a challenge which needed a collective fight.
For the first time, joint operations between Fiji Revenue and Customs and LTA enforcement officials will take place. We are cracking down on the illegal taxis. You will see vehicle checkpoints which will be manned by FRCS and LTA.
While the MOU means increased manpower to crack down on those who continue to defy the law, LTA and FRCS says the onus is on Fijians to be honest in their dealings so that illegal operations can be curbed. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Up ahead, West taxi drivers ordered to use meters. An alleged ear biter further reminder, the details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM.
In the West, police officers have received numerous complaints against taxi drivers who are not switching on their meters when transporting passengers. This was highlighted by Station Officer Mohammed Riaz during the Taxi Association Forum in Nandi, who says tourists have mostly fallen victim to this. Filipina Caso has more.
A stern warning has been issued against taxi drivers in the Western Division who continue to cheat their customers.
We have receiving complaints, especially from tourists, okay, that you are not
can say, owning the taxi meter, okay, and the charges to them is far much more than they expect. Okay, this is again service. Come back to service. Let's change. Let's do the right thing. Be ethical. Don't charge whatever you're not supposed to be charging. Just do the simple thing on the taxi meter.
Taxi operators in the West have also been asked to continue their services at night and especially in the early hours of the morning to help curb this issue of illegal operators.
Once these clubs finishes off, how will the people go when you people are not there to provide service? If that vacuum can be filled.
A clarification on taxi zones was also provided during the forum.
Within 100 meters of the taxi base, we can pick passengers. That is in a law. If one base taxi is not there, if somebody is want the taxi, if the zone taxi is going, just pick and go. But don't block the base.
Drivers are also reminded to continue upholding the PSV Drivers Code. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
The 31-year-old man who allegedly bit off his de facto partner's ear has been further remanded by the Suva Magistrate Court. Yavala Baravilala faces 4 counts of act with intent to cause grievous harm and 1 count of resisting arrest. The alleged incident happened at Sukanevalu Road address in Nambua after an argument between the accused and his partner. The prosecutor objected to bail as Baravilala has 3 other cases pending before the courts. The matter has been transferred to the High Court, where it will be called on the 22nd of this month. The victim remains in hospital. A bench warrant for Zoe Maharaj Moore has been cancelled by the Suva Magistrate Court. Her defence lawyer said Maharaj was not able to attend court last week as she was down with the flu. Moore has not been able to get a medical certificate though, but will be able to submit it at the next hearing date. It is alleged that in July last year, Moore and former Suva lawyer Sharzana Abdul Latif had in their possession 7.89 grams of methamphetamine, 12.49 grams of cocaine, and 2.5 grams of marijuana. The hearing date for the two has been fixed from June 15th to the 17th. Now on to Australia. Emergency services are racing to prepare for conditions tipped to worsen in the coming days. And now it's business time with Koroi.
Thanks, Amrita. Coming up after the break. Patterson Shipping clears air on consumer grievance. And in growing Fiji, Nukumbati farmers welcome new boat. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM. It's hot.
Leading business Patterson Brothers Shipping has responded to complaints about a recent chartered tour to Rotuma where more than 100 visitors were not able to return. The company took 254 people to Rotuma on December 14th to return on the 3rd of this month. However, only part of the group made it back. General Manager David Patterson says some of the passengers were at the jetty on time while others were late. Patterson says those who did not arrive on time could not board as the vessel could not berth again due to deteriorating weather. The coordinator of the Choo Choo Christmas trip, Sylvia Joe, argues that the company failed to fulfill its charter agreement when it left part of the group behind in Rotuma.
I was gutted, totally gutted, and I could see all the people at the wharf, and I knew that, you know, things weren't right with people. Later on, I heard people were crying, cursing me because their way of thinking is I took off and left them behind. You know, I understand his safety of passengers, which I totally agree with him. But my point is, I want him to fulfill the charter. I want him to hang around. But I think the bottom line here is they don't have the, you know, adequate ropes to actually moor properly.
We now join Sanifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
A lot has happened today in the forex market.
The U.S. trade deficit fell to a 3-year low in November as imports declined further and exports rebounded, suggesting solid economic growth in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, the safe haven Japanese yen jumped, Aussie and Kiwi dollars took a beating, and gold shot higher today after a rocket attack on a base hosting U.S. troops in Iraq renewed fears of a broader conflict breaking out in the Middle East and sent investors rushing to safety. The Aussie dollar was set for a 6th straight session of losses as it hit a 3-week trough, while the Kiwi was off 0.11%, hovering its lowest since Christmas. In response to news of the attacks, U.S. crude oil jumped more than $2. Now it's going to be a wait-and-see mode as traders watch for the next U.S. or Iranian move. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The world's money markets were already in chaos this morning following the U.S. assassination of an Iranian general 4 days ago. The Fiji dollar showed gain against the Aussie dollar and the euro, but was down fractionally against the other currencies we cover. Events taking place today, including missile attacks from Iran, will probably instill more money chaos tomorrow. Commodities were on the rise. Crude oil prices increased by $2, hitting $65 per barrel. Gold prices rose more than $28 to $1,591 per ounce, and silver increased to $18.53 per ounce. In growing Fiji, the Fiji Roads Authority is focusing on building resilient infrastructure, which will go a long way. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says they kept this in mind when building the new Tamoivoiwai Bridge. Sea level rise, frequent flooding and cyclones have had an impact on FRA's infrastructure in the past. Moore says investing in better suited infrastructure will save money in years to come. The new bridge will accommodate 2-lane traffic and a walkway for pedestrians. The bridge is designed to last 100 years. A new boat and outboard engine given by the Agriculture Minister will help the youths of Nukumbati Youth Club in Rakiraki. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the new equipment will help the club members transition from small-scale farming to commercial farming. Fishing is the only major source of income for most villages in Rakiraki.
If you use it wisely, use it well, it can really bring prosperity to the households, brighter future to the youths, our children, and will assist you in meeting your aspirations and government's aspiration.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins in now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Corey, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, night training for Fiji Sevens, and tough pools drawn for Tambandamu Sevens. This and more after the break.
Volangwela o veteronugu, ahoy tabua, agdo talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, nambando na sere.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka talita ka ng Bula FM, berarti nambando na sere.
Nimbula binaka, nandragin ko sa Bula FM nga, na kasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM, nambando na sere nusuri.
Nimbula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang melambasa, agdo barongo nga ng Bula FM.
Bula FM, number 2 and 7.
The Fiji men's sevens side will do some night training sessions ahead of the next leg of the World Series in Hamilton and Sydney. Head coach Gareth Weber says they'll take advantage of the new training facility at the Uprising Beach Resort in Pacific Harbour as they adapt their tournament plans to the new competition format of having no quarterfinals. Preparations are on track for the Fijiana Sevens team despite having 2 injured players in camp. Coach Sayasi Fuli says Luisa Chisolo and Ana Maria Rongida are nursing minor injuries, but both players are still training with the team. Fuli says the 2 players are being monitored and have not been counted out yet.
We'll try and assess with our physio and the medical team with FRU. We'll decide next week if they're okay. But nothing serious. Players are here. We can still pull from the rest of the squad. Yeah.
The pools for the second Basic Homes Tambandamu Sevens tournament have been drawn with 6 different pools for the Tano International Hotels men's division. Defending champion CK Suvabagan Tambandamu has been drawn in Pool A. Other big teams that have confirmed to take part in the 2-day competition include Police White, Wardens Gold, Police Blue, Luinakau Barbers and Freshet Navy. The tournament kicks off this Friday at Prince Charles Park in Nandi.
Preparation is very good with the organizing committee, and we are looking forward for the second Basic Home Tambandamu Sevens tournament. Despite the last-minute change in the venue, I would like to thank the organizing committee for putting their hands together in working for the building up to the tournament.
Defending the Tambandamu Sevens title will not be an easy task for the host team. After defeating Police in the final last year, the Tambandamu side knows expectations from their families and supporters will be high. Tale Matairakula reports.
Tambandamu Sevens trainer Basilio Tikiko says coming out on top is their goal.
Because we are defending Tambandamu Sevens title holders, our target is to once again win this tournament.
Since the formation of the team 10 years ago, former Fiji Sevens player and Tambandamu captain Chania Vota says the club aims to lead its players to greater heights.
The club is open to anyone who has the talent to play rugby and is looking for means to provide for their family. Many prominent rugby players came through the club, and it will continue to provide a platform for young players to make a name and living for themselves in rugby.
With Chanevata, other former Fiji Sevens players will feature in the team, including Leon Naikasau, Manueli Langai, Samumbale and Glenda Kautini. The second Basic Homes Tambandamu Sevens tournament kicks off this Friday at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. Tale Materkula, FBC Sports.
Leone Nakarawa says he has returned to his home away from home after rejoining Glasgow Warriors until the end of the season. The Flying Fijians lock made 69 appearances for Glasgow from 2013 to 2016 before his move to Paris. The domestic rugby league season will kick off in 2 weeks. Fiji National Rugby League Interim Chief Executive Don Natambe says they are eager to start another exciting schools competition before the Vodafone Cup begins in April, running for close to 7 weeks.
We're expecting to launch a series of our events in the coming weeks. I know for a fact that the secondary school will be first up, and we're expecting to kick off our secondary school season towards the second week of this term.
Team Fiji's chef de mission Patrick Bauer says Fiji Judo is on track to qualify for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. The judokas will have to prove themselves from next month when their respective qualification rounds begin in Germany. Bauer believes all teams must go an extra mile to prepare for the Olympics. As of now, only the men's and women's national sevens teams have qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Opportunities to qualify still exist for athletics, swimming, archery, boxing, karate and table tennis. In today's play of the day, Bernardo Silva's stunning opening goal for Manchester City in the 17th minute of their 3-1 win over neighbours Manchester United at Old Trafford this morning. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and the new media. TCL launches 5G connected smartphone at CES 2020. Details coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोते सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो। कुमार स्वामी नाइक है, गोमगो लेबू लटोका, रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे। कुमार
In new media, Chinese communications and electronics company TCL has launched the TCL 10 at CES 2020. It is part of the new 10 series of smartphones and comes as a Pro version, a 5G version in fact, and a light model. TCL owns the BlackBerry and Alcatel brands and is a major producer of electronic goods like TVs. And now the company is promoting its own brand of smartphones. And here's Angie with the weather.
Kia ora and welcome to the Weather World. Clear spells really took the award today. There is so much sunshine in store. This is the time to enjoy if you're still on holidays. Now many areas were dry with bright or sunny spells. Quickly checking out the west, the skies were playing cool today. Overnight showers are expected. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, partly clear skies made temperatures drop back to low 20 degrees. And up north, sunny spells were allowed as it spread out beautifully. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:12 a.m. with low tide at 6:21 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow, it looks like the sun will take a bit of a time off as showers are on the list mainly for the central division. Tomorrow's temps, Lautoka will hit 32 degrees. The city is definitely looking hot. And looking ahead to Friday, showers are looking pretty close by, but good stuff is that we might have clearer spells. And just like that, we made it through the hump day. That's all from the Weather World. I'm Rita.
Thanks, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we ask, should people who ill-treat animals be taken to task?
I think so, because I think animal cruelty is on the rise at the moment, and we should treat the animals as our family members, as like how we treat our families, because they are living beings as well.
I think so. They should be taken to task because animals also have feelings.
Yes, because animals do have feelings, and also we need to treat them like our family members.
Animals should be treated like us, just like us human beings. They've got feelings just like us.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, take a look at this natural wonder dominating the hilly landscape in a remote part of Georgia. It's been a site of religious significance going back to the pagan times. Recapping the main stories, Iran launches Soleimani death revenge attacks. Consumer complaints increase with plastic ban. A new role for customs service officials. For these stories and others, do tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, do you think the extension of the rent freeze will benefit landlords and tenants? Visit our FBC website to answer. Our shot of the day, words always fall short to describe the beauty of sandy beaches and the sea in Yasawa, sent in by Arisi Tambuase from Suva. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. That's your FBC News for tonight. Stay safe. Madhumanda.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number one.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता. Gold Town Tava में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.